Every time I talk to a prospect or a consultant and I get on the phone with them and we talk about their business and I ask them what their business goal is, what the revenue goal is, where do they want to get to? And they give me a number, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, whatever it may be. And I ask, why that number? Like, it's a number. Why'd you choose that number? Could have been any other number. Why did you choose that specific number? Usually the response I get is crickets. Well, it just sounds like a reasonable goal. Well, I don't know. It's like double what I'm making right now. Well, I feel like, that's a worthy target. None of that is sufficient justification for a goal. None of that is going to motivate you to actually hit that goal. So if your goal is aggressive enough, significant enough, high enough above what you're currently doing, then it's going to, by definition, require you to do things differently, right? Different actions, different behaviors will get you different results. The same action, the same behavior will get you the same results. And doing things differently is challenging because nobody likes change. Nobody wants to change the way they operate, change the way they do things, change their identity, change their self-image, because the truth is, this is more about changing your identity and your self-image and what you believe about yourself and how you think about yourself than it is about changing your behavior. Because once you change your identity and the way that you see yourself, then your behavior will automatically change. It'll naturally change. But changing your identity, the way that you see yourself, is hard. Okay, it's way harder than executing some tactic or doing some new activity, right? That's the hard work, is changing your identity. Now, the point I'm making here is, if you don't have a strong why attached to that goal, let's say you want to make $500,000. If the only why you can muster up is because, well, I just want to make a lot of money, that's not going to do it, because the road to getting to $500,000, as the example, is lined with challenges. It's lined with struggles. It's lined with problems. It's lined with very introspective, challenging process of looking within yourself and asking yourself who you are and how you want to show up. Very, very difficult emotionally, intellectually, physically, mentally. So if you don't have a strong why attached to that goal, well, you're not going to put in the work. So case in point, I just finished talking to a client who has a goal of $300,000 for the year. And there's a very viable path for her to hit that goal. But when I asked her why that goal, why that number, why $300,000, there wasn't a lot of clarity around why she was targeting that number. And when I asked her, well, look, how much do you need just to be comfortable for yourself? Like, just forget the business, just like, how much money do you need to take care of yourself and be comfortable and live a comfortable lifestyle? And the answer was probably like about 100, maybe even 75 to 100 would be plenty for me. So if you've got somebody who's comfortable with $75,000 to $100,000, which is fine, right? Good for her. But she's got a goal of $300,000. There's a $200,000 gap there to make up for. Why bother? It's hard work. She's going to have to do more work, do more marketing, really level up her identity, her self-image, like all that stuff is hard. But for what? What, for $300,000? But she doesn't need $300,000. She needs 100. So why is she going to go through the aggravation of getting to that target? There needs to be a stronger why. There needs to be a stronger why. And there are stronger whys there that are possible, but she's got to see it. She's got to attach herself to that and then commit herself to the path. So the bottom line, if you're watching or listening to this, is I want you to think about what your revenue goal is for the year. Whatever it is for you, could be $100,000, could be $500,000, could be $1 million. Doesn't matter. Think about what your personal revenue goal is, the revenue goal for your business. And I want you to ask yourself and be brutally honest. Like, you're only lying to yourself here if you don't have a good answer. Why? Why that number? What's that going to do for me? What difference is that going to make in my life and in my business? How is that going to set me up to get to where I want to go? If you do not have a good answer to that question, that is your biggest problem right now. It's not that you don't have marketing or you can't sell or your fees are too low or this, that, and the other. None of that is your problem. Your real problem is you don't know why you want to achieve that goal. Get really clear on that why, and the path forward will become pretty obvious. Hope that helps. Have a good one.